What's up, everyone? I'm Jason, this is Freebird Garage, and we are back working on the flat tracker seat. All right, so we got the front part notched and going in, and now we are going in to get some final tunes on this seat so we can get it finally planted. All right, let's get to it. So this is my 883 to 1275 hammer, plus we are turning this into a flat tracker. So far in the last, we are customizing a seat to get this to sit correctly with this tank, match it so it looks smooth and not just placed upon. There's a lot of bikes out there that you get the seat and then you get the tank, and the Sportster tank's way up here. You got this big, awkward, long gap, and to me it just doesn't flow right. And if you get this tank alone with this seat, there's a big gap I'm just not a fan of. So I want to be able to make this a nice smooth line across and put together. So that's how the original XR 750 looks, and it's kind of where we're kind of heading towards on essential looks of this whole bike. All right, so obviously this is a replica of the 750 XR 750 to be exact, and I'm going to show you guys what I've done so far. So we have originally the Saddleman subframe. Okay, this subframe is essentially, you buy this with the tailpiece. Talked about this in my last video. And then you can have the welded portion of this as well that comes with the seat. This is purchased additionally. So I originally had this and I thought I was gonna be set. And then I got my seat here, put it over, and I was not happy with the stance. It's nothing to do with Saddleman. There's plenty of riders that have this, but I was just not happy with the way it sits in the back. I feel like this is too much gap. See what's too much of the frame, and it just sits too high in the back here. I want it to be more level with the actual tank and flat, kind of like what a cafe racer you would see. All right, so I'm going to show you guys what we've been doing in the last video. So in order to achieve more of a flat look, I went ahead and I notched the front of the fiberglass tailpiece here. So that'll allow us to sit more on the frame. So bowing up here. Now we got this all covered up, looks better, smooth, going with the lines, looks awesome, all right? Nice in my opinion. So next, we have the other problem, which was the seat itself that comes with this tailpiece. If I could find it here, there we go. So this is the Saddleman tailpiece, or essentially a disassembled Saddleman tailpiece, all right? So I needed to be able to relieve this gap here and use the same seat. Now I could go to a custom seat, but I do really like the Saddleman seat and how it looks against the bike, the whole look of it. I got the nice stitching that's up on top, or the lattice stitch, I think they call it. So what I did in the meantime is actually relieve cut the bottom, make sure I'm not knocking anything over, with the frame. So I went ahead and I drilled out all of the rivets here, pulled back the leather, and then I released the fiberglass that would match essentially the relief on the tailpiece. So if you've never seen an inside of a Saddleman seat right there, there's that performance foam that they always talk about. That's awesome. It is. There's nothing really wrong with it. I really dig the foam. It's like a memory foam feel to it. If you ever wondered what was beneath a Saddleman, other than just showing the videos that they have on their marketing stuff, it's soft and plush, okay? So I didn't really want to get rid of that. I didn't want to make my own seat that becomes a whole nother deal of doing upholstery, foam. Maybe we'll get to it at some point, but figured there's enough money in this that we can make this work correctly. So after absorbing it 100 times, making that relief cut and going through and slicing it up, all I needed was just enough so that the foam would then wrap around the neck piece here. So that's where we're at. So now we're flat on the frame and we're flat with the seat now. All right, bam, look at that. And when we go back to these rivets, we'll just wrap this back around, and then this will just have a small hump just like a normal seat would have that you would see that would be on the frame itself. So that's pretty much what I've done in the meantime to get it set up. It's been a lot more work than it shows, because you got to kind of ahead plan for everything you're about to do, because once you remove it, it's gone, and you got to go back and fix a lot of stuff. So next, what we're going to be doing is getting this tailpiece, which I've chopped down. This is what comes with the Saddleman tailpiece. It's the lighter version of the subframe that I showed you guys earlier. And I've cut it down, and we're gonna weld this to the frame on the back here, just like that. Now give it its full support. Now there's a couple of caveats in between that I'll get to, but I don't know if we're gonna do that in this one or next one or down the road. But at least this will be semi-permanent and we'll be good to go to kind of working around the seat area. All right, so let's get to the back side. I'll show you guys what we're gonna get into to get this welded up. All right, so what we're gonna do first is we're gonna clean up the frame where the welds gotta go. So we're gonna get this all cleaned up and with the ground and all that good stuff. So let's get to grinding. What we're gonna do first is I'm gonna get the seat assembled on the tailpiece here. That'll get us in the right position. So simple as 2 bolts on the back side here. And it's pretty much guarantee us the closest way. The way I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do this. I'm not a welder, so this should be fun. And the weld I'm doing, for myself, this is probably going to be pretty difficult. But in my head, this is probably about the easiest way that we're going to go about this. So we're going to get the seat in place to make sure that it doesn't move, so that we're positioned up front the best way. And then we are going to now do the back side here as well. Okay, good there. And then we are going to weld on. So we're gonna get the main part, the tailpiece here, bolted on as well. Make sure that we're in the right position, and that doesn't seem to work either. We are pretty much good to go. That there and that there to get us in position to be able to get ready to weld. All right, so the way I have this set up right now is everything is essentially would be in place if the seat were on, and I got the frame sub mount here ready to go. So what we're gonna do is just tack weld this and then pull everything off so we can get this about a weld. So that's at least the goal. We're gonna try to see if we can just tack weld, hoping that it just stays put and we'll be good to go. All right. That should hopefully hold right there. Not the prettiest, but it should hold. All right, let's get everything off. So we're tacked on here. We're in the position. I'm happy about that, but obviously we have some open area where if I had extra stock, I could have planned it through, but I have a plan B in order to make sure these are supported on the back. We'll probably end up doing some kind of angle back here with some extra stock that will support the back. What we're gonna do is at least re-brace or weld the sides here, make sure that these are nice and stay put, and then from there, we'll be left with just trying to get the backs nice and supported. All right, so we'll get this a little more welded up. All right, so the next part we're gonna do is I'm gonna actually fill the gap in right here. I'm gonna pull up some weld and then slowly make that gap closed up here and work my way around. So probably work from this side or this side, whichever way I guess I feel good enough to weld around with, and go from there. All right, see how this turns out. We'll start with this side first, see if they're both exactly the same. Should be close. Go with the welds. We're right about 6.5 on this side, give or take, yeah, about 6.5. And close, a little bit less on this side. So we'll cut our first one here, 6.5, and then we'll adjust as we need to. So we're gonna use our Harbor Freight tool bench here. Lock this down. There we go. All right. And we said 6.5. Whoop. Close enough. 6.5. All right, let's cut this. Same thing as the other side, we're gonna tack weld this on. Checking my lines, everything's staying flat, like we're good to go. Let's lay this first bead down. All right, not too bad. I do a little filler over here. So now we're gonna weld the inside of our fabricated bar, flat steel bar here, and see how smooth we can get it. All right, so what I did on this one was I laid out a bead underneath so I can connect the top a little bit better. So that'll give us a starting point. Because last time I did it kind of ate into the metal. We'll smooth that out after we're all done. So the parts that are missing, give it a little more of a base, easier to grab. There we go. That looks nice. We got one spot we're gonna get cleaned up here. Gotta clean up our edges, get a little weld in, should be good. So back when I videoed the first time we welded on the channel, I was using my Miller 211 and I kept on popping the breaker. And I was trying to get the right settings to be able to get through the 1/8" steel. I had a 15-amp breaker, was not cutting it, so I adapted a different plug that I have in my garage that is a 20-amp breaker. It's actually a 220 breaker. So I was able to get the proper voltage to be able to run my wire speed and the voltage to be able to hit 1/8" steel. Pretty much all over this bike on the steel section, including the frame, is all about 1/8" steel, okay? So now, after that's been said, these are now my welds, or my goober welds I'm gonna show you guys. Know what you think, all right? So there's our first line right there going through. And once I started to realize I needed to pull a bead, some were better, some were worse. So I filled in the end caps. I'm gonna end up smoothing that out. Here's a weld on the tailpiece, all the way around. Okay. I'll show you guys the insides as well. This is the harder spot. And I broke the line there and restarted. I should just did one across, but it is what it is. Filled in the gaps over there. Filled in over there. Let's hop onto the other side. Show you everything. There's our welds going from this angle 1/8" tube from the Saddleman kit. Cut away. Capped, rolled there, rolled there. This is the first one I welded, so you're gonna have some pieces missing from trying to connect. I should have ran a bead first and then went over it, but came out all right. Lots of gooberness on there. Spackle going across, filled in. There's the insides right there as well. All right. When the frame was made, they had this main tube that ran, and then they gusseted essentially this backbone here for the shocks, and then this, I don't know what I call it, the bone, the neck bone of the frame right here that went on. So they welded all the way around right there, and then they did the same here. So it left a gap, and that's fine if we were using normal, obviously, stock Harley seats for it. But in this case, since we're using the frame as our main support for the seat and we want it to lay flat, and I have another idea of what we're going to be doing, to why we're doing this, is that we have a gap, one that still is here and here, but a major gap that runs here. So if we sit down, we could obviously cause a crack. So that's why we're going to try to smooth this out and make a nice line all the way across, get it to blend well, and then we'll blend the edges here, clean up all these welds, and make it look like it's supposed to be potentially for the factory. All right, so let's give this a shot. Hopefully we don't destroy everything in our path. We've done a lot of welding, grinding, cleared up, and the seat's starting to come together the way that I imagined it. I'm stoked because we finally got the supports in, we have the tailpiece in, and just got to do a little more work to make this a little more formed to what I want. And these bars here, once again, are going to be for the foam that will lay down. So we've got a nice even strip. So before there was a gap, and now that's been filled and re-supported, we'll be able to lay this foam down, and that'll be a good support on the seat to hold it. And then the tail section is still worked on because we need to smooth these welds out, and I have an idea what we're going to do to make the rest of it look more blended with the frame. Even though this is going to be covered up, I want the frame to be a uniform look and not just plop together. So right now, obviously, that's what this tail section looks like. It needs to look more like this is meant to be there rather than just stuck on. So a lot more to do on the back end, but for overall, I'm stoked. It's come together. The idea is there, all right? But for now, guys, that'll rise me in this one. I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button, tap that like, press the notification, leave a comment below and tell me what you think. And for those who've already subscribed, thank you, and as always, stay free. Catch you guys later. Peace.